It's time for Waking Up with Wesley, today's forecast and weather-wise discussion with WLOX First Alert Weather Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams.
Waking Up with Wesley is sponsored by Exclusive Auto Brokers. For the best deals on wheels, visit Exclusive Auto Brokers on Beatline Road in Long Beach.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams here with your Monday edition of Waking Up with Wesley. So today we're going to talk about what I like to call Freedom Week, because this year, July 4th, Independence Day, falls on a Friday. And so all week long, the anticipation will be building for those bombs bursting in air, for all of your festivities, celebrations, and things to do with family and friends late this week into what you might as well go ahead and call the holiday weekend. So with all of that anticipation, of course, many people will be checking the weather forecast because you got to have the weather right for some of your plans. And that's what we're here for. Your old First Alert Weather Team pals will be here keeping you up to date with the latest information. And right now, the early signs, not looking too bad for South Mississippi for later this week. So let's get to some of the information. We're going to start the video with a lot of forecast information, talking about what to expect for the next 5 days to 7 days. And then maybe closer to the end of the video, we might cover some of the current information since some people are seeing thunderstorms on Monday morning. But let's jump to some forecast information. First off, looking at those rain chances for the next 4 days, and you'll notice that they are pretty high as we start the week off with kind of some higher than usual rain chances. So that kind of continues from what we saw yesterday. Many of you saw rain on Sunday in parts of South Mississippi, and this trend is likely to continue for at least the first couple of days this week. But notice that the chances are decreasing as we head to Wednesday as well as Thursday, and that decreasing trend likely to continue heading into Friday for the holiday. So here's a look at what we are tracking here for the upcoming week. Today, we are expecting an upper system to move in, and that, along with some Gulf moisture nearby, will help to pop up some PM thunderstorms today. And then there will eventually be the Gulf, which could feature some tropical activity. And that actually, believe it or not, plays into bringing us drier weather. But I'll do better than just telling you. I'll show you on this particular Futurecast map. So let's take a look at the setup. Today, you can see that blue color. I'll circle it for you. And this is what we're watching. This blue color over portions of the Gulf. A lot of rain showers and storms that are just festering in the northern Gulf. And the National Hurricane Center giving that area a possibility of tropical development by late this week. But before we get to late this week, as we are starting off the week here, this is what we're actually watching. Not the Gulf, but actually this area that's located to our north. There's a subtle upper feature there, upper disturbance there, that's moving in from the northwest very quickly. And that is what could kind of add a little bit of boost, a little bit of lift, a little bit of a trigger to pop some more rain showers and thunderstorms heading into later Monday, primarily from midday into the PM hours, as that continues to quickly move our way. We can actually show you what that looks like with the zoomed out satellite and radar map. Let's see, can you see it? It's so subtle, it's very easy to miss this disturbance that's located on the map here. But I'll try to point it out with my blue arrow. Let's see if I can track it right there. See, it falls apart. It's an area of rain and storms that used to exist, but the rain and storms, there they go, have fallen apart. But the energy that caused those rain and storms has not dissipated. And that energy has now moved down to South Mississippi, and that is what can help to aid in the development of Monday showers and thunderstorms in the local area. Some of these could be heavy downpour producers. We've already seen a few heavy downpours on parts of the Mississippi coast this morning. And then you see that moisture that's just festering near the Florida coast that may eventually, by late this week, try to spin up to become a tropical system. So here's a look at today's Futurecast, which shows Monday AM. If there's any rain anywhere, it's primarily going to be offshore or maybe right along the immediate coastline. So we've already seen rain in places like parts of southern Harrison County south of I-10, maybe parts of Pass Christian, but definitely in Long Beach, definitely in Gulfport and Biloxi. We already saw rain about 2 or 3 hours ago. We also have seen rain in Jackson County, anywhere from Ocean Springs and St. Martin toward Gaucher, Moss Point, and Pascagoula. We've seen that in the last hour. So I think in those places that are south of I-10 and offshore, that is kind of your best Monday AM rain chance. Now we get closer to midday and watch this area. You see by 10 in the morning, maybe not much happening, but like a pot that's about to boil, those thunderstorms are going to bubble up. And watch that area that I've circled and you'll see there they go. Now, of course, they will occur in random locations. Could you imagine if I asked you to watch a pot of boiling water and for you to predict where each bubble will form? It's impossible, right? So that's what happens with these daily pop-up storms. They pop up, but they're going to be in random places. Each of the bubbles in the pot would represent a different cloud that's developing over land, a rain cloud, a storm cloud. It's basically impossible to tell exactly where they are going to develop, which town, which county, which street. So we can only just tell you that, hey, the pot is going to bubble and you do need to be prepared for those bubble up thunderstorms heading into Monday midday, if not Monday PM. We can see this particular computer model is guessing most of them could be located closer to the Alabama line around noon or 1 p.m. There's no reason why that is going to be completely accurate. I think it could be in any other random spot, but we'll see. Maybe the model's onto something. Looking at the later part of the Monday afternoon time frame, still seeing a large area of scattered showers and thunderstorms in South Mississippi or near South Mississippi. So we're still seeing that higher than usual rain activity as we have that upper disturbance swinging in from the north, aiding in the development. It's adding more lift, helping those thunderstorms more easily bubble up in our skies heading into Monday PM. Now, this is a look at the land areas, but of course offshore we told you that there is going to be the potential for some tropical activity near Florida. We can take a look at the futurecast with that as well. And first of all, the first part of this week, not expecting much with that. So you'll notice that as we get to Monday, we're looking, if you want to see if there's going to be like a depression or storm spinning up, you kind of have to look at those wind particles that are showing up on the model map. If you see a circulation, a counterclockwise swirl, that's a key indicator that the model is suggesting that a depression or storm will form. And as of Monday, we don't see anything like that. It's just kind of broad, disorganized showers and storms in this general area out here, but no circulations that are forming at the surface. The water temperatures are warm, but guess what? When you have all of that rain that's just sitting in one spot, raining on those warm Gulf waters, it's doing us a favor. It's cooling off those waters. So that's actually a good thing. Go ahead, keep raining on the northern Gulf and keep dropping those warm water temperatures to cooler levels. That means that it will be even more difficult for a tropical system to form in that area. Now, as we go from Monday to Tuesday, let's see, are we still seeing any type of swirl here? And it's hard to tell, not really very much. Maybe the subtle beginnings of one, I'll draw, maybe the subtle beginnings of one right about here. And that's actually where I think I've already plotted a circle, a scope that will help you to track that as we get to Wednesday. You can see that that's my kind of outline of where I think the model might be trying to pinpoint one of those circulations forming. You still don't really see much there, even Wednesday. It's not going to be until we get to the second half of the week to when we start to see maybe a circulation trying to get better organized. Even when we get to Wednesday night, again, we're really not getting much definition. The circulation, if there's one, is just kind of broad. It's not closed off. It's kind of an open wave of low pressure, not a closed center of low pressure there. But if we can show you the big picture here, so we're going to zoom the map out and kind of change the color table to give you the big idea of the blue colors, meaning a lot of tropical moisture, a lot of atmospheric moisture. Where you see blue on this map, it makes it really easy for rain to form in those areas or near those areas. Where you see yellow and orange on this map, the atmosphere is really dry, so it makes it much more difficult to rain in those areas where you see that yellow color and orange color on the map. And so again, recapping Monday, this quick little system, the upper system moves in very quickly from the north. And that is why we could see, a few of those bubble up storms on Monday p.m., well, Monday midday to Monday p.m. Now tomorrow, what's the change? Well, I don't really see as much of an upper system moving in, but there is still some tropical moisture, some Gulf moisture that's hanging around parts of South Mississippi. So this is another day, Tuesday, which we will probably find higher than usual rain chances in the local area. So if you are starting off your week today, you are of course planning for a couple of days with those higher rain chances. Now look at Wednesday, and we are starting to see some change, right? Notice that blue color is not really on the Mississippi and Alabama coastline. What's going on? Well, it's getting shoved out to the Gulf. We are getting some wind coming in from the north, and that's a drier wind. And what's going to happen here is what's happening, there's actually an upper system that's kind of moving in and going to help to dry things out for us as we head into the second half of the week. So you're looking at Thursday, the day before Independence Day Friday, and we're still tapping into some drier air coming in from the north. And there's a thing happening here that I mentioned when we were last together last week on Friday, that yes, we knew that this week there might be some kind of tropical rain or something or other happening near Florida, but like I say all the time, if there's a tropical system trying to form near Florida, if it's not moving toward Mississippi, this is actually a good thing for Mississippi, all because of the wind circulation and the direction. You remember which way the wind circulates around a low pressure? It's counterclockwise, right? So that means that we have the wind circulation. If a depression or storm is trying to form near Florida around Thursday or Friday, the winds around there are going to be going like that, right? And that's what helps pull that drier north wind down into Alabama and Mississippi. So even though sometime around Thursday or Friday, Florida could be dealing with tropical weather, maybe a depression or storm, or at least a low pressure system near them causing tropical downpours, maybe some gusty winds. But this weather is not moving toward us. Let me rewind it. Let's show you the position on Thursday. The position of the low or tropical weather would be very close to Florida's peninsula. Now let's press play, see where the position is Friday. Is it going to, from Thursday to Friday, is that low going to get closer to Mississippi, or is it going to go farther away? Let's see. Looks like it went farther away, right? It's slow, but it does show a movement away from us. So as long as it keeps moving away, that's actually a good sign. What does it do on Friday to Saturday? Looks like it's still kind of moving slowly but surely away from Mississippi. So this keeps Mississippi on the western side, and that is also going to be the drier side as you have that counterclockwise circulation, and we are still seeing kind of drier air coming in on the western side of that. So that's why when you check our 7-day forecast, the week starts off with wet weather with that deep moisture sitting near the Gulf Coast on Monday and on Tuesday. But eventually some drier air gets pulled in from the north as another upper system moves in. And the better organized whatever tropics gets by Florida, that will actually help to pull more drier air in. If I rewind just for a short moment to recap this, possible depression or storm around Thursday or Friday near Florida, if it stays weak and it stays disorganized, its rain shower is going to be all disorganized and all kind of scattered all over the place, right? We're going to see rains probably in a larger section than what this computer model is showing. However, if the depression or storm gets a little bit better organized, tightens up that circulation, that actually makes the system better defined, and the rain showers are not spread out all over the place, but they actually get confined to a smaller area. And so that better definition only makes our weather drier. So really what will happen with our weather in Mississippi will all depend on how strong or how weak that the Florida tropics are. If you have weak Florida tropics, maybe Mississippi's weather won't be as dry as we expect. But if you have strong Florida tropics with that activity over there becoming a stronger depression or stronger storm, then Friday in Mississippi will likely be as dry as we are currently thinking, which looks like only a 30 to 20% chance for rain in the local area. This likely continues into Saturday, although we could see the rain chance slightly tick up into Sunday. Maybe we're getting back to that kind of more typical summertime pop-up storms, but I think we could see fewer than usual pop-up storms around Thursday, as well as Independence Day Friday, as well as the following Saturday. Now, this time of year, when the rain chances go down, that just means the temperatures start to sizzle. So 4th of July Friday could be a hot one in the books for 2025, with sizzling mid-90s on the thermometer in parts of South Mississippi. We could see highs ranging from 94 on the coast Friday to, I believe, 97 for some of our inland areas. Let's see what the 10-day forecast shows for coast and inland. We'll pop that one up for you. And looks like 96, so not quite 97, but we do see that there's that 96 there. 94 on Friday on the coast, 96 on Friday for some of our inland areas. So just keep that in mind. This time around, looks like we are planning on South Mississippi having a hotter holiday, maybe not as many rain showers and storms for Independence Day 2025. So hopefully that helps you to plan your activities, anything you have going on outdoors. Be sure to stay hydrated, have ways to get into the shade. Hopefully we don't get a heat advisory, but knowing the National Weather Service, they're always extra sensitive with those alerts. They're very generous with those alerts for heat alerts coming into holiday, because they know more people are going to be outside and are more exposed to those elements than they usually are. So I wouldn't be surprised if the National Weather Service issues a heat advisory for us on Friday. It seems to be pretty in line with what they typically do for holiday time frame when there's that type of heat. Well, that'll do it for this Monday edition of Waking Up with Wesley. I've been Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. I hope that you can find a way to stay dry for the wet start to the week and looking ahead to a hot end to the week. That'll do it for us today. Take care, and we'll see you again next time.
Waking Up with Wesley has been sponsored by Exclusive Auto Brokers. For the best deals on wheels, visit Exclusive Auto Brokers on Beatline Road in Long Beach.